Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 120 of Explode Your Expert Biz show, brought to you by gtex.org.uk. I am your host, Simone Vincenzi, the Expert Strategist, and this is the podcast for experts who want to become the ultimate authority in their niche while making an impact in the world. Yes, and today I have the pleasure to interview Wolfgang Sonnenburg on creating a better world. He created a day called Winspiration Day, which then became a global movement. So if you want to create a global movement and you want to learn the why he did it and how he did it, then this is an episode for you. Before we start and I'll tell you what we are going to cover in the episode and a bit more about Wolfgang, I want to move to the tool of the day. Tool of the day, as you might be listening to us for a while. Every episode I share with you something that I found that I use in my business or my life that makes my life and business run easier, smoother, makes me more money, saves me more time, and so on. And this time, let's talk about something crucial for every business owner, which is sales. Oh yeah, it's sales. We all need more sales, don't we? So if you need more sales, one of the great ways to get more clients to buy from you is actually keep on track of all the conversations that you're having. And for that, you need what we call a pipeline system, a sales pipelining system, which basically takes charge of all the conversation, that takes record of all the conversation that you're having with people, divides them in different stages so you can be organized and just don't forget about conversation that you're having or potential follow-ups that you can make that can cost you literally hundreds of thousands of pounds or dollars. The system I use, which is pretty cool, is called Pipe Drive. I absolutely love it. It makes it very simple. It integrates with the Gmail as well, and is very intuitive to use. A lot of sales pipelining systems are very complex. This is a very simple interface, is a very simple way to navigate it. It uses drag and drop boxes where you can move contacts around, and it also gives you immediately a snapshot on how much money is actually sitting in your pipeline. How much money do you have to close? So then it can motivate you to say, wow, I'm sitting on all this money here. Let me do something about that. It gives you in-depth analytics as well of your sales performances, on how many calls you make, how many messages you sent, how many emails, how many meetings you had. So then if 1 month you're like, I don't know why I didn't have enough clients. You go back to your statistics and you're saying, oh wow, that's why I only sent 3 emails. That's why I didn't have enough clients this month. But also you can do and expand it to your team. So we use it with our salespeople, and I can track their performances. I can track their commission. I can track all their bonuses from the system. So the system is called Pipe Drive. You can find the link here in the show notes or in our blog. The link that we have this time is our affiliate link, and if you decide to get it through us, I get 30 days for free. And for you, which is more important than my 33 days, is you get a 30-day free trial instead of a 14-day free trial. So you double the amount of time that you can use the software for free just for signing up through our affiliate link. So the link is there, as I said, in the description and the show notes here. So make sure that you give it a go. Because if you're not using a pipelining system, you're losing money. I'll tell you right now. That's what big companies use, and there is a reason why. So make sure you use it. Now let's go back to the interview, and let me introduce Wolfgang. Wolfgang is regarded as a forerunner and a leader in the field of vocation in Europe. At the age of 14, he recognized the importance of meaning of life. That's quite early. And since then, he's never let go of questioning what really matters in life. Having had a 40-year career as a lawyer, being a managing director of a tax consulting company, an entrepreneur, and entrepreneur consultant, he realized how important it is for everyone to live their true life, to become economically successful and emotionally fulfilled. So in 2013, he launched the Winspiration Day, which is on May 7th, a global day of focusing which encourages expectations of a positive and joyful future. Winspiration Day shows people how many good and positive things there are in the world and how they can become aware of their personal strength and their power. And we are doing this episode because I'm involved as well as a content creator for Winspiration Day, which has been endorsed by Nobel Prizes, has been endorsed is endorsed by Bob Proctor and many other big names in the personal development industry. So you want to check it out because this global movement is making waves. So listen to the interview because we are going to talk about how to create a better world, how Wolfgang launched a global movement endorsed by many celebrities, and how you can get involved in Winspiration Day yourself. So there is the link where you can connect with Wolfgang Sonnenburg, which is here in the show notes, and our blog. There is all the transcript of the interview on our blog, which is www.gtex.org.uk/episode 120. So /episode 120. You can read it if you prefer to read it, or you go over once you have listened to the interview. And also you can get our bonuses. Remember that if you want to make six-figure sales presentation from stage, I actually came from a 3-day event where we just recently, I think, made about £150,000 on over the 3 days, which is pretty cool event. That's why you can hear me almost without a voice, and welcome many lifetime members in our community. You want to know how I do this? Well, get the Ultimate Selling from the Stage checklist, which is the most comprehensive checklist to create a pitch that sells without selling like manipulative sales, sleazy, jingy bingy. So get it. It will transform your business completely. And also to receive daily support in your coaching and speaking business, join our private Facebook group, Explode Your Expert Biz, where you can connect with all our speakers. The link again for this is in the show notes. Reminding you to check out Pipedrive as well, the tool of the day. And I think that's it for me. I'll let you listen to the interview because that was a hell of a lot of a long introduction, wasn't it? But hey, I like to talk. You know that. You cannot shut me up. Well, I shut myself up right now, so enjoy the interview with Wolfgang Sonnenburg. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Explode Your Expert Biz show. I'm here today with the one and only Wolfgang Sonnenburg. How you doing?
Hi Simone, and hello to everybody. I'm doing extremely good. I think the right question is not how I'm doing in general, how good I am doing.
Okay, so how good are you doing today?
Yeah, on a scale of 0 to 100, 99.9.
That's a very good one. That's a very good one. So, Wolfgang, before we get started talking about your experience in this industry and also Winspiration Day, which we are going, guys, to mention later on, can you tell us a bit more about you and your journey, so then people can understand a bit more about you?
Yeah, as on my website, it's a little bit more text, but it's never really bringing the feeling across, I guess. I was born 52, so that's in Germany after World War II. So we're just in a situation where we all started new. For sure, as a baby I started totally new, but also the society. And everybody knew at that time we have to build something. And we could see we are striving, and it's up to us. So that's something what I learned very early. It's up to me to do something. But I also was, whatever it is, if I former lives or whatever, I felt just striving for the material stuff is maybe not all what is interesting me. And I was very early questioning, what is this here all about? And I was born in a very poor family. So I was more looking always over the fence, why have some other people it better? So that's the way I started to observing what's going on. My dad had not, because of the war, the possibility to really get a good education. So, and he was not interested later after the war to start this. So he wanted through me to fulfill a lot. So I needed to go to school and the higher schools and then university. But when I finished school, and I had a lot of stress in school already, because I didn't understand what it's all about. What has it to do with my life? It was at that time already a problem. Today it's even worse, because they're teaching the past, they're teaching how to function, and has nothing to do with the nature of humans, really. So I didn't know exactly what to do, and some friends wanted to become an engineer, and I thought, okay, the only thing I could do was mathematics because it was easy to think and not to learn so much. Then I went to what you call a 3-month period. You need to be in a factory to learn things before you could go to the university. And I was at Siemens at that time, so I had 4 weeks a course with drilling and all those stuff. And it was totally not my life. I have two, we say, left hands. Poof. Was not really good in that. And then 2 months in the factory, I said, okay, it's okay. I can do it 3 months because later I will be the super engineer, the super big boss or whatever. I can stand it. But there I was confronted with real life. We had clocks. You needed to stand when you were in the factory and out. And I saw people standing, showered, dressed, waiting until they can stand to go out. I said, what is it? That is crazy. And a lot of other crazy things I learned there. And the most shocking thing was, it started 6:30 in the morning, and the guy who switched on the conveyor belt was the engineer. I said, oh shit, this comes out.
Is that going to be my life?
No, I'm here really torturing myself with my wrong hands here to do all this, and then if that's the result, that can't be. So I switched to law, and my young soul inside, or the little Wolfgang, said, oh, I will do something for justice in the world. So I learned a lot, became a lawyer, and to make it short, I ended up as a cost manager. I built a big office in Hamburg, best address, law office, tax accounting office, financial advisor, even construction in the end. And what was it there? The young justice seeker was totally put in the corner or wherever, totally forgot. And I somehow even would say, in a kind of way, I corrupted myself because I had 200,000 Deutschmarks at that cost before I get any salary or whatever. So I was more working, where do I get clients or cases with big money, and not with justice. Not what I really was my purpose or what I think is good for the world. And it stressed me more and more, and then one day, finally I was ready and cut it totally off. Went more than $1 million in debts because I gave everything away, the law office to a lawyer who was employed, taxes to a partner, everything. So I ended up just with one relationship, and that was a big bank in Germany, because they wanted $1 million and more from me.
Can I ask you a question? Why did you decide to give everything away?
It was more to run away from everything. I didn't want to have anything left to deal. There were some clients I had to deal because I was a kind of custodian for them for a while. But the rest, I gave everything away to be free. And I said, if I need to live from welfare the rest of my life, I prefer that instead of selling my soul again. And I wrote a book about better the whole world against me than my soul.
You know what? It's been this story and your story got me back to a time where actually, in a much smaller way, I gave everything away as well. I remember I wanted to be free, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to be tied with anything. And I said I gave everything I had, which wasn't much, but I gave everything away to charity and lived for 2 years with what could only fit in my backpack.
Yes.
And
That is
it
good.
was one of the most freeing and liberating experiences I've ever had in my life, because you have nothing to you have nothing to lose. You get to the point where you have nothing to lose, so you can start afresh. And so it was so.
It's even more. It's not just nothing to lose. Because why are people afraid to give it away? It's fear. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's fear. So if you keep it, you keep the fear.
True.
What is good with that? And I just later I have built a strong network marketing business, and in the end, when I didn't, the ownership changed and everything, and I couldn't stand what they did, I gave this away. You could have sold it, but I gave it away because I can't sell something energetically just and also what I think is not good anymore.
Mm.
And if I would have sold it, I had the money. In a relationship, when we had a breakup, yes, why should I fight for things and have always a fighting energy in my room? No, clear it all out. Animals give their skin at least 1 or 2 times away in the year. They're not afraid that the skin comes back. And I tell you, law of vacuum, empty your wardrobe, empty, all the clothes is out, it doesn't take long and it's full again. But it's full with stuff for your future you and not holding you back in the past.
Were you ever thinking about, is this the right choice? I mean, was it an easy choice to give, even when you gave away your network marketing company instead of selling it? Do you ever had a second thought?
If you think about the money-wise, no, it's not maybe the problem. The main problem is the ego. The ego with this. Like my law office, the best address in Hamburg. That was 4 floors. I had a super sign, super facade. I worked there 15 years to go there. I studied law. I needed to do exams and everything. And now you have this super big facade. And daddy is proud. And then you say, I skip it. This is the inner process is in the end, if you look at it, so much more stressy and what scares. Because you throw your old persona away. And it's a process to learn to build something new.
So now you gave everything away, and you started anew. What got you then from that moment? What was the journey for you to start Winspiration Day?
This came a little bit later. Well, for sure, everything has to do with this. At that time, I guess, around that time, I realized in the city of Hamburg, in the budget of the town, there were at that time 5 million planned in the budget from ticketing, wrong parking, speeding, and all those stuff. And it was one of big ahas to realize they don't want me to behave better. They want me to do this shit because they have the money. And then you learn they even give bonus for people, the police, when they see, we are not fulfilled the budget goal, then you need to go out and get more money in November. And I realized, what a crazy thing, what a crazy society. In this breakup, I had a lot of other things. One last drop, I had a discussion with the tax authorities. I thought I have a legal thing to get money from them. They said no, and you can go 10 years until you get them from the highest court, the sentence. And the judge in the beginning, who was a kind of more mediator, it says, yes, we have a strong argument. But they didn't care. And a small company needed the money. So I just was crazy. So I cut it off my company and they needed to pay a lot of money back because we closed the company and the loans in there. There was so many crazy stuff, and that got me more and more aware what's going wrong in the society, what I didn't see before. So it started, and today, if we go on with the budget, at that time it was 5 million. Today in Hamburg, it's 20 million. And I just will talk now next just for fun with a lawyer, because I'm out of the game for 20 years. If a politician don't want you to have better and needs the money for the budget, if I would say, you please steal there or kill this person, I will be going to jail as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah? So what is this for a politician in our society who wants the criminal stuff? And the EU already 2015, September 1, 2015, decided for the gross domestic product that all illegal stuff now counts as well. So do we have more smuggling? Wow, then gross domestic product goes up and we can borrow money against it. Isn't that a great security for our grandkids? It's crazy, but it's historically. Yeah, they just in the system and play the system. There's an inner logic. But if the basic belief, the basic axiom is wrong, then everything what you build on top is wrong. And we need to go to the basic and decide what kind of society we want. And that is Winspiration all about, making people aware of those things. Like the gross domestic product, most people don't care about it. And
I never heard about it. It was the first time for me too.
Yes. I wrote a book, The Best Is Yet to Come, and there's a quote from Robert Kennedy, 68, and saying, we are counting this, we're counting the accidents on the motorway, we're counting the locks at the door, we're counting the prisons for those who break the law, the locks and everything. We're counting everything, but not what makes life worth living. And it's about making a shift in our value. As long as we are only focusing, the main thing is money, and call success you have a bigger car or a bigger house, that is anyway crazy, because it's all on the outside. And we as humans can only experience what's on the inside. The outside is always an illusion for us.
I am curious now to ask you, what makes life worth living for you?
For me, personally, I believe that everybody has a kind of purpose, besides the overall. Like Dalai Lama says, the purpose is being happy. But true happiness, not fun on the surface, not compensating. True inner happiness, I would call it even more fulfillment, living your purpose. But that you only can find inside. In my book, the Better Whole World Against Me Than My Soul, I have a comparison like, imagine you come on planet Earth as an apple. But unfortunately, you come in a family of peers. And they try to make a good peer out of you. They send you to peer kindergarten, to peer school. And what happens in the process? Because you need them to survive, you after a while get the feeling, oh, I'm a shitty peer. I'm not okay. But you try then to fit in. You try to be a good peer. But you never will be a good peer because you're an apple. And one day, ideally one day, you figure out you're an apple. So what is the purpose then? What is the meaning of life then? Be the best apple you can be. And don't care what pears, bananas, kiwis, or whatever other fruits are there tell you how you should look like. Yeah, it's like we have also this animal school, which say everybody is average, everybody needs to run, everybody needs to climb, everybody needs to fly, and then so on. But it's crazy to tell the eagle, oh, you need a paar more hours to learn climbing. Yeah, what for? Nature is diversity. It's so crazy, and that's what we're missed out, that we're not aware anymore about words. We're thinking so much in normal and the EU is giving you a norm. What is a banana? What is a cucumber? There's a norm. And now we look, what is normal? What other peers are doing? Oh, that's normal for a peer. So I try to be normal. But we mix somehow the word and the feeling and the meaning. Normal, even if the majority is doing it, is not natural. So we need a natural revolution, coming back to understand even we humans are nature, and I should live my nature.
No, it's really fascinating talking about this because I'm thinking in the business world now. This is we have a lot of business talks in this podcast, and it's an example that I give all my clients when they start working with us. They come to us most of the time because they want to have an online business. I want to have an online business. I want to share my knowledge online. And most of the time, actually, they are people that, because they love communicating, they love human interaction. And what they're doing, they start creating a business which is entirely online, which gets them in front of a laptop almost 24/7, and they end up being miserable because they don't do the very thing that makes them joyful, which is
Yes.
talking, maybe running seminars or talking on stages or talking to people one-on-one. So
yes.
It's really fascinating. I was glad I realized this early on because I personally love and thrive talking to people in person. So I run a very small percentage of my activities are done online. All the biggest things, I'm doing seminars, I'm doing things that where I can meet people face to face so that I can be happy. So
yes.
Is the same concept here very well explained. And I remember, I think you shared that story when we first met. I think it was 5 years ago or 4 years ago when you came to Power to Succeed with Elio Kay. I think you shared that same story. It triggered my memory for that moment. So it was.
And you will also see if you have superstars in music or even on film. A lot of them love to go in a club and play unplugged. A lot of them go in a theater because they need to feel the interaction. And that is the meaning of life, the relationship, and how you're really seen. And again, online is very powerful if you can bring your message. But the most trick is then, or the danger is, you go out of yourself. Everybody is doing it. Again, I try to be a peer, or those peers have online business, I need to do it. But if Apple means no online business, don't go into it. And you can go, if you want to share and you want to give a message, look where's the next school and start teaching the kids. And you will see, wow, what fulfilling that can be.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's move around. Let's talk business right now.
Yes.
In terms of what are some of the things that you are doing to grow your business? If you can select the top 3 things that actually work the most in your business, so then other people can take inspiration from this. What are those 3 things?
First of all, when you said, let's talk business now, it's assuming we didn't talk business so far. But maybe that's what we did.
We did.
Because that is comes back. And if you listen to Steve Jobs, what is your purpose? And I call it discover your purpose. It's not a definition. You are. What is your true essence? Discover it. Then you can define a vision. And then you make a hell lot of money in this role. And not going for money. Like Steve Jobs says, I have no interest to be the richest on the cemetery. That's not interesting. Money follows. You need to do what your purpose is. And the second is, business is solving problems. Business is solving problems for other people. Other people's problem solving, not yours. And a lot of people thinking, oh, I need money, then I should do a business. I need that. I need recognition or that. And then you're in a big trap. And that is stress. And if you learn to focus on solving other people's problem, then you can create really a big business. And this is also different. Like say we take the music industry. I grew up with this black record. So, and if you think I'm in the business of record production, then you're soon out. Because the problem of the people is not having a record. We had then these tapes, then we had CDs, and now we have whatever online cloud, whatever stuff. What is the real problem? The real problem for people is how can I hear the music? How I can have a Walkman. That was a crazy idea. But wow, that was it. People wanted to hear music by jogging and everything. So if you focus what is the real problem and create solutions, then you can develop your business for the better solutions, a better solution, a better solution. So a lot of people don't understand what they're really doing, what is really the problem they are solving.
So do you have any a tip for people to help them identify what problem are they really solving?
First of all, just change that I want to make money. Change which problem I want to solve. And if you want to be really big rich, there comes maybe the third thing then is choose a big problem. If someone said, if you solve a 10 billion problem, you become a billionaire. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is so we just talked also, where is the coaching and consulting industry going? Where is the problem? More and more going in coaching, and even in Germany we say, because a lot of people are coaches, unemployed with business card. Yeah, so they have nothing else to do, so but I share.
I become a coach.
I become a coach.
Yeah, what am I going to do?
Yes.
Become a coach.
Yes. And I failed in life, so I give this advice now to others. So if you're not succeeding in life, how can you be really a good coach? Not that I say that you always need to have everything done by yourself. That is more a mentor, but it's even better. But you maybe never be the number one in tennis and can be a good tennis coach. Even there are doctors, male doctors, helping women to give birth, even if they never did it. I can also smell if the egg is old and not good to eat anymore, even if I'm not producing eggs. So that is possible. But the majority of so-called life coaches is not capable of really running a successful life for themselves.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is something that we've been thinking a lot about. How can we solve this problem as GTEx? We are launching soon our Professional Federation of Experts, which is a first attempt to regulate the industry, because I found that I was getting so annoyed by the fact that people were just using it because they had nothing else to do. And therefore they will never have the passion or the tools or the skills. So it's something that is still at the early stages. We are fine-tuning the ideas, looking at how can we make it happen, because there is this big fight in the industry. Shall we regulate the industry? Shall we not regulate the industry? I think that like in any industry, accountants are regulated, lawyers are regulated, pilots are regulated. Any other industry is regulated. This industry is not. So therefore, there is no way to ensure that the person you are going to be working with is actually going through a series of processes or learnings or journeys for themselves and for their studies, that they are professional qualified to help you out. And in particular, as you said, is not just something that, a lawyer, you don't have to add maybe problems by yourself in your life, or have a great level of success to become a great lawyer. You need to study and you need to know law from the inside out. But when you're talking about
yes and no.
okay,
Yes and no.
okay, tell me more,
You know
because you
the
know the
problem.
industry.
We've just now and understand universal laws. We're living on the level of polarity. So there's good and bad. So regulation is good and bad at the same time and at the same amount. The question is where we're looking at, where we're using it for, what is the intention? For example, is the intention to keep other people out? It's a bad intention. Because maybe you heard about Warren Buffett, world's successful investor. One day he got the idea to get a certificate that he can invest, get through the regulation process. He had a tough time to go through it. I had struggled to become a lawyer. Not that I had quite a good examen, but I had struggled with my professors because they have a worldview. And when I talk about justice, we need to change this, we need to change this. No. It is what is it always a deeper intention of something. And why became I a kind of coach? Because I had success in life and people asked me what to do. So all those, and if you go on my website, I have a few testimonials. I consult a few people, entrepreneurs, and most of them are, let's say, even kind of market leader in their industry. But I needed to stop working, and they couldn't hire me because I'm not regulated. This is often, also regulation is always a wonderful business. Go in the yoga industry, if you have the yoga association and you need to pay courses to be regulated. So what is always the real purpose? What is a real purpose? Like doctor is regulated. Wonderful. You don't need to study health. You need to just go in the pharmacy industry and everything. Because you don't need to learn health. There's not one examen, I guess, in Britain, if you study 6 years to become a doctor. Even it says study medicine. Gosh, how long did I need to realize that it says medicine and not health and fitness? Yeah. So that is the problem with the regulation. Are we talked about natural and normal, all those. We need to get a different awareness what we really, really want.
Is a great conversation. I mean, I don't have an answer yet. Personally, I know that I believe that the kind of regulation that we want to put in is to set a kind of a bar for people to reach, and is not to eliminate people or not get people to prevent people to come in, but also to say, okay, this is the path that you want to achieve. These are the kind of things that you need to have in place if you want to operate in the best way for your clients and for yourself. That was the purpose behind it and the idea. We are still looking at the execution right now, so that we can make it, and that's why I'm having these conversations, because every conversations help me to explore a side where I say, okay, Wolfgang made a great point. I haven't thought about that before. Now let's see how we can incorporate this to create something that actually works for the majority. So that's thank you for your input here. I have one
like in my lawyer in Germany. If I studied law, and now I'm a lawyer, I'm allowed to consult in Texas. It's a law. The moment I give my license to the lawyer organization back, the next day I'm allowed nothing.
Yeah.
So, and then now I was out of the business 30 years. I could go there and they will tell me what it costs today, if it's 100 euros or 300 euros, and then I'm a lawyer again. And put my sign out. I have no clue what happened in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
But I'm regulated.
Yeah.
And that is a crazy thing. And that is also how we really, like I saw in Germany, we had this multiple choice study for medicine. So to become a doctor, multiple choice system. Okay, if you learn good and made the crosses right, you're a doctor. But are you really interested in people? How many people go there because they heard, oh, I get good reputation,
Is a
I
good
get a better
salary,
bank
is a good
loan,
reputation. My dad
and
wanted
all
me to
those.
become a doctor. Yeah.
Yes, and all those. What is it what we really, really want? And in our society, like nurses and in the intensive care or emergency rooms, they're bad paid. Police is bad paid and everything. There's so many essential stuff, what is important for our living, and we are not caring really. So it's about really getting a different value system and everything. This is most important, to wake up. What is life really worthwhile? Because in the end, you can't take anything away.
Y-
And there's a simple thing for in societies, what makes happy? If we focus and live like UK and Germany, if you're older, Maya, go aside, we can't use you anymore. So everybody has inside, I need to fight to get a good position, because when I'm older, they sort me out. And this is constantly stress.
Yeah.
Constant stress, and we create a society of mistrust because we all need to fight. We need to fight because of the system, but our nature is more cooperation. If you go to Thailand, it doesn't matter what you have, just because you're old, you get respect. And those societies are more happy.
Yeah.
And that is so much more important, simple things like that.
No,
Yeah.
it's I feel that something like this is happening also in the speaking industry, because you find more and more when you were saying about, my dad or my mom wanted me to become a doctor. Now is my dad or my mom want me to become a speaker. So you find like 13 or 12 years old or 10-year-old young motivational speakers that bless them, they don't have a clue about what they're talking about because they've been told by their parents what to say there on the microphone, and then they are there. It felt sometimes it feels like these parents are using their children to reach where they can't reach.
Yeah, but what you do? Britain is looking for the superstar. And now you
Yeah.
can't sing. Okay, you can speak. Try it this way. But it's like Stephen Covey wrote a book, The 7 Habits of Successful People, and he pointed out till 1920, success was based on character, on who you are. And then it changed to image. Do you have the right car? You have this? Are you the superstar? You have your audience? Like I did. I had the super facade, the right address. But inside, I was not there. And those superstars, you can't, just had a blog 2 weeks ago or whatever, you can't find a superstar. It's build, you need to build it. And we in a trap, we say, oh, I could find a diamond. Yeah, but it took a long time to get this old coal to be a diamond.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, and this is what we need to learn to come. And motivational is just, as I now really pointed out, is kind of dangerous thing. This motivation from outside is more manipulation. A lot of motivational speakers, and they know exactly what to trigger that the audience jumps on the shares and buy. So it's misusing people. The good thing is if you awaken their intrinsic motivation. But the more you go this way, you come to transformation. And this is what our next step needs to be. Really help people to transform. We need to transform the whole society, to a totally different level. And there is so much work to do.
And
Again.
And that's what I feel Winspiration Day is all about on the 7th of May. So before we wrap up, can you tell us a bit more about Winspiration Day? What can people expect on the 7th of May? What you have prepared and what you have created for the past few years?
Hey, yeah, good that you asked it this way, because we're not preparing really something for the people. The idea is you do something. You know, there is a Valentine's Day. What is prepared for you? Yeah, some restaurants say, here, buy your dinner here. But the idea is that you do something on the day. What is Christmas? Yeah, there are some shops and say, you buy a gift. But it's not about gift, actually. Jesus was a revolutionary. He throwed all these merchants out of the temple and says, it's about you. And Winspiration came up when I was in the phase of, yeah, if you want something, you need to be hard and work and da-da. And then we saw in Germany were 2 million kids living from welfare. So how could I kick their ass? They have no clue what to go for. Their pictures were totally different. Parents who didn't have books at home or whatever, what their pictures in mind. So we started, we need to give them pictures, we need to inspire them. But it's not just about inspiring everything, it's inspire to win. And win, not in the old meaning of win-lose, win-win. So our dream is a win-win society, that everybody steps up. Like the apple, be the apple you want to be this want to be, live your nature and get out of the victim stage. That's the first level of growth, get out of the victim state. And then step by step, we learn that we can create everything. That is really possible to create a win-win society, but we need a totally different education system. So first of all, let me talk about gross domestic product and whatever we all are talking about, what the world should be aware of. And you in the UK, for centuries, lived under a king. You have royals still there. You can't have a tough time buying land because you can lease it from the royals or everything.
Yeah.
All this is in Germany we had a king. I'm living now in Switzerland, totally different energy. He was never a king. Here we are organizing the world for us. And this is what we need to get on a different level. A real democracy is only working with people who have enough awareness, can't be misused. Look what happened in the Brexit. How you were lied to, which trap you go. And what is the result? For those who lied, they get a better pension. And thus we need to change, really, getting out of the victim mode. So awareness is the first key, that we see the higher level of awareness, how we want to live. The second is encouraging everybody, and this is the 7th of May, mainly. Take at least one day in the year. We all know it. Your thoughts create your kismet and whatever, your face. But we know it, but we don't do it every day. So one day, let's start with one day, and it's the 7th of May, from the morning to the evening, claim your power back, control your thinking. What I'm thinking, I'm really loving life. Is life really beautiful? If not, kill yourself. Yes, love it that you are alive. From the morning to the evening, love your purpose. You can do it alone, you can do it with friends, family, and we're starting more and more, you're having offline events. But it's an international day. It's up to you what you do. Some people do something, and now for the first time, we deliver online coaches coming together, and they are all giving for free. Because we need to learn also unconditional giving. It is not, we talked about money in the front. No, let's change the world. So at least one day we all give what we think can help people for one day. But we need a lot of people also who are ready to receive. Try it. Go on the street and give them here 10 pounds. You will see they will reject. What is that? Yeah. So people are just not there. We need to come to really a totally different way of living together. And if we understand quantum physics, we can create together, and only together, we can create really a paradise on planet Earth. And paradise means that the word comes from the old gardens in the desert. There is a kind of work to do, that the plants have water and everything. But together we create a world and a life, and you will see it. By the end of this century, we will have wealth on planet Earth we can't imagine yet.
That's why I got so inspired, by the work that you're doing. And when Elliot, our common friend, would put out a message on Facebook, that's how I saw you again. Said, hey, I'm going to contribute this video for Winspiration Day. And I checked out the page, I see who was involved, and I said, wow, this is amazing. I want to be involved too. So that's why also I recorded my video that is going to be there. And I actually have a dear friend of mine, which is our member of our community, which will be in Germany during that time. So I'll connect you with her because she's gonna come. Very likely she's gonna come to the event as well that you're doing. So I'm incredibly impressed about the work that you're doing, in particular because there is a need. We're talking about solving needs and solving problems. For a lot of community, this is a big problem. I was looking at, I play basketball. And playing basketball, sometimes you go to some rough areas because there is a nice court, and you play with people there in the street. And sometimes you go in some courts and there are people that are dealing on one side, and there are people that are like, it's not an environment where I would put myself every single day. Let's put it this way. But then again, what alternatives some people do they have? They don't even know that they have an alternative. And that's why I believe in Winspiration Day, because it's about creating that alternative for people that are not lucky as I am or as you are, that are living in this environment every single day. So thank you for what you're doing.
If I just make a little twist in the wording.
Oh, please.
It's not of giving them the chance. It's about making them aware that they see themselves how many opportunities are there, and help them to go in a state of, I can choose, and then I can have an authentic life. It's not up to us, because if I say, I give you the chance, I'm higher and make them smaller. We want to lift them all up, and then it's up to them to decide.
Like, this is the option. Now your choice.
Yes. And the universe, and modern science says, universe, all the quantum soup is full of possibilities.
Yep.
So let's see it and learn to decide what's best for you.
Wolfgang, what an amazing interview. Thank you very much for your time. Guys, make sure that you will find the link of Winspiration Day in the show notes. Make sure that you register. Make sure that you take part. Make sure that you get involved. And on the 7th of May, be part of a day that can change the lives of many people here on planet Earth and create a huge ripple effect. Thank you very much, Wolfgang. It's been a great interview.
Thank you. Thank you all for being part of it, because only together we can achieve it.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, or for listening, if you're listening to on our podcasting platforms, I really appreciate your time, and make sure that you subscribe as well to our show, and let us know what did you enjoy the most about this interview. I'll see you next episode, and remember that together we grow exponentially. Bye for now. Ciao.